We are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Court. It's Tony's favorite day of the week, and we're not talking about the day before the PGA Championship. We were talking about what, Tony?
We're talking about Hump Day, baby. It is Hump Day, beautiful Wednesday out there with the rain and the overcast, honestly. But hey, sometimes you gotta have a rainy day to appreciate a sunny one, Brian.
But it's interesting. Where are you with rain? Because I know you like it cooler, but I mean, do you enjoy the rain at all, or is it more annoying outside activities, that type of thing?
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what you're going for, but I will say, every so often I do enjoy a rainy day. Again, especially in the springtime, summer allergies, as you know, I suffer from the pollen, the whatnot.
How you been the last couple of days with that? I think you weren't sneezing too much on the show.
No,
yesterday.
yeah, not too bad.
For a nice day,
runny nose, sometimes a little bit of a sinus headache. But a rainy day kind of washes away that pollen, gives you a nice little reset. Also, I will say when I run this morning in the light drizzle, it was nice, dude. It was very
best
enjoyable,
running
dude.
conditions, a light drizzle or no? With like not cold, or was it cold?
No, it definitely wasn't cold. I had a hoodie on, my shorts. It was great. Hood up. I will say, I wouldn't say. I mean, honestly, for running, the rain is not optimal. Because I worry about my headphones shorting out, getting wet after a while.
I literally, it's like I'm at risk of just breaking AirPods all the time because I just sweat so much. I can't help it.
Yeah, dude. First of all, that's like total bullshit. By the way, they got to figure that out. Like with headphones, and it's like I can't wear any Apple headphones while I run because they're not like sweat or water resistant, which is kind of bogus in my opinion.
Yeah, but obviously they want you to buy
more, spend more money. But I will say, I mean, the rain is nice because you don't get too hot or whatever. But then, like my feet were definitely wet at the end of the run. The puddles, like my shoes aren't waterproof, I guess, either, which I guess I can get on that. Michael has the waterproof sneakers, but maybe, maybe for my birthday, I got some nice waterproof running shoes, dude.
Nice, dude. Let's go. Tons of comments already.
Oh my goodness.
So we could get to those. Somebody mentioned something about a Matthew Ryan perm ban at one point.
Wow, dude. That's pretty hardcore. Speaking of him, Matthew Ryan comes in hot early and often. The first to comment today.
That's why I said it, by the way.
Who's ready to see the Rangers get waxed again?
Well, the game's not today, Matthew. But if you're up on things, maybe you would know that.
Mm-hmm. You actually listened to the show, dude. Said several times yesterday.
Instead of just chirping,
dude. Josh B over here says big Knicks W. Let's have a day, fam. Hashtag TCA. Hashtag SportsPort.
Win for the Knicks.
Hashtag DTV.
Now both the Knicks and the Rangers.
Yes.
Same situation.
Yes.
Up 3-2. Best of two. Win one, and you're on to the conference final. That's it.
Yeah, honestly, huge grind out win by the Knicks, and I'm sure we'll get into a little bit at the end of the show here. Speaking of getting into it, baby, Michael Buckta with a nice big let's go. Michael. He says, hey, Barnes, we're playing a round of golf in Newport Beach early afternoon, and then we're hitting the beach and sipping on some beers while talking some trash about Jason Tatum.
I would love to see you versus Michael Buckta. Mano y mano. Golf. $1,000.
Whoa, dude. $1,000.
Tatum as the rules official.
Oh no, dude. He's not gonna finish 18. He's gonna fighting Tatum. They have to separate him, get kicked off the course.
No, but I really can't wait to see this golf swing, honestly.
Does Michael golf? Does he actually golf?
I mean, it sounds like it. I don't know, if he's trying to join the party or he plays regularly. I don't ever remember hearing him talking about him golfing.
No.
I know he mentions it with California, but would be interested to see what his thoughts are with the golf. Honestly, speaking of thoughts, obviously got this hat at the course yesterday. Your thoughts?
I do. I love the hat. I love the color combo.
Different.
Like gray, like a dark gray, a gunmetal gray, and then some like soft gold. Like I love those colors.
Don't see it too often.
Definitely don't see it. Especially the gold brim too. Like that's sick.
And I feel like for once, I know this doesn't happen too often on this show, but I feel like I match somewhat.
If
No?
Lonnie was watching right now, he'd be so proud of you,
B, you
dude.
got your
Yeah.
colors down, but the name on the back of the jersey.
Oh
Take it
my
easy,
God.
Lonnie.
Tight for sure. But we'll take some more comments here. Michael Buck says, shout out to Kev, Jew, and Josh B. Also a shout out to AJ, wherever the F he is, he says. And then let's go. He's talking shit about Domac, dude. The Celtics have gotten Mickey Mouse playoff wins because those teams are banged up with injuries. Just wait till the Celtics, or the Eltics, he says, plays a fully healthy team this postseason. Until then, you can STFU. And same goes for Riley, he says. Dude, he is coming at everyone today. Josh B knows it. A nice big buckta, dude. And then Matthew Ryan talking shit towards me. So that Anthony Material, that's me. First of all, I'm not a loser. Second off, I think the series is over. Canes in 7. I can't wait to see Ranger fans cry, he says.
Speaking of that series, I was just thinking about this. I happened to talk to Choker yesterday for the first time about the series, and he goes, didn't even watch last game, still thinks there's no way the Canes win the series because they're not going to win 4 in a row.
Yeah, but you think he's playing it?
No,
you know, kind of.
No,
really?
No. He dead serious about it. And
that's tough, dude.
He was saying, "Oh, the tickets are so expensive for the next game; they're almost $300." I was like, "Oh, it was." And he couldn't believe that it was almost $400 to stand.
Ridiculous
at last game. And I think I looked up. It's like if there was Game 7 Saturday, it's like 700 around there, a little less.
God, dude,
insane. But no, there's no Game 7. Stop.
Not
gonna do it.
Matthew Ryan, though, obviously off to a hot start today. Michael Buckter, though, clapping back.
Suck it, Matthew Ryan.
Wow. Probably one of his favorite bites right now.
Wow.
And then Matthew Ryan does say AirPods suck with the rain, which
Broke
is like
his yesterday.
Come on, Apple. Like, let's do a better job than that. All right, dude. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like I said, it's all e-commerce, Tony.
Scam, dude. But that's it. We're caught up on the comments.
You know what's crazy? I was just thinking about, because we were kind of talking about golf a little bit.
Yeah.
How crazy is it that it wasn't even a week ago that we played golf? Like, that seems like it was 2 months ago already.
It does feel really
you must be earning, Tony.
I am actually really. You know what sucks too? Because obviously, let me get back on the mic here. Mother's Day this past weekend, and I went home Saturday, and I saw Mike in the morning just for coffee, and I was like, oh, Mike, it would be literally perfect to like walk 9 holes like this morning. Like, it was great. Perfect weather
this morning.
No, like Saturday. Sorry.
Gotcha.
But then obviously I left Mother's Day, couldn't do it. But maybe this weekend, who knows, dude?
Yeah.
Mike and I get out there walking 9, get solid 9 holes.
I think I definitely am about to get a pull cart.
Oh yeah, just like your own?
Yeah.
Really?
You can get it at Golf Galaxy, but just a gainer, I feel like is right. I mean, you don't think? I mean, I know there's those couple of holes with the hills, but overall, I don't think that would be like.
No, it's not too bad, dude.
Right?
Fairchild, honestly, I think is worse.
Black course, especially. Fuck that.
Oh my god, dude. The last 18, your last hole is all uphill, dude.
Now, I've always had the concern about it taking away from your play, but what do you think? Like gainer specifically, do you think that would affect anything in terms of like fatigue?
I mean, walking 18.
Yeah, like you're walking up that hill on 11.
Yeah,
before you go in the back of the parking lot. I mean, that's a big walk. No?
I mean, I would imagine at first, it probably does a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not in the cart. You're, and also like down the stretch, like just like really extending your round duration time, like, but by significantly, but like because every hole you're walking, obviously, but I don't know, you're pushing the cart. I gotta say, like when I walked 18 at Fairchild, I mean that fucking kind of sucked a little bit, but it was bad weather and the rain and stuff like that. So I don't know. I figured a great day, you probably wouldn't mind a nice little breeze. You're walking, you're pushing your cart.
Yeah, because even when, and obviously I would never do it this way, but even when I was in Florida playing the course where Dee's family's condo is in Naples, I had to actually carry my bag, and actually fine. Like wasn't So I would think with a pull cart, but the only difference that completely flat. So completely flat, I feel like it's I mean every time pretty much.
And I don't know. I kind of feel like walking. I don't know. I mean, it obviously is part of the game for professionals. So it's like I don't know. I think it's cool to walk.
Yeah.
Obviously with your boys on the weekend, whatever, cars.
Yeah, I think it's more of a midweek round solo.
Yeah, solo.
just grinding it out.
You may want to empty your bag. Your bag is heavy as fuck.
Well,
dude.
not after Maple Moore the other day. Luckily, like I said, we've recovered, which is great. There's a confidence level, Tony.
That's good, dude.
I'm still in disbelief. I know, like it's happened to me before, but I'm still in disbelief that happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're out of it, dude. It's all right. It's over.
Yeah.
It's in the past.
Have you ever had that?
Like a total.
Where I'm talking, like it's dangerous for you to take a tee shot. Like it could go anywhere. Like you can't even hit 100-yard shot with a pitching wedge. Like it's going sideways.
I mean, I guess I've never experienced that yet necessarily.
Okay.
You know, obviously when I first started though, nothing was good at all.
Right. But
I would.
That's like you're just starting out at golf, 7 years old.
And I've never and I've had like those tee shots where you're hugging a road and you're like, I gotta not fucking do. I've never hit it off into the road or anything like that.
Unfortunately, I cannot.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah. No, me and my dad were having a chuckle yesterday talking about when we used to play in Myrtle Beach when I was younger and stuff, and just how aggressive. I think I might have been saying this to you, maybe not, but we think my swing is fast now. I mean, I was actually jumping, Tony, on the tee box.
Really?
That hard, head flying up into the sky.
Oh my gosh.
Like just no way to control anything. Putts, so aggressive,
off
the green all the time. Like no ability to read the green.
It kind of is crazy. That's tough, dude. The no ability to read the green.
Yeah. The back in the day. But obviously we've come a long way. And I think this is a good segue. I guess we could get to Matthew Ryan here. What does he mean? Get a 3-wheeled pool car, Josh B, with a little seat on it? What is he talking about?
Get a 3-wheel pool cart, I guess, like Josh, to sit on, and then Josh B's pulling you.
Is that like
dude? I mean,
haha, Tony, come on, or no?
I think it may be actually. It may perhaps even like a ha.
And then he says walking 9 is fine, but 18 you need to drive a cart, which is a valid point. I mean, I never walk, so I guess we'll see.
So have you ever had a push cart before?
Yeah, like when I was younger, because I don't know because you didn't really golf that much when you were younger.
Southport Par 3?
He says no, I mean to walk with a 3-wheel cart. But you had to be it was originally 16, they made it 18 to drive a golf cart.
Oh, no kidding.
So you had to have a pull cart. So I used to walk Tashua all the time.
That's kind of crazy. 18 to drive a golf cart? Like, what are we?
Yeah,
this is freaking.
But because obviously some numb nuts, the this, the that. And he says, no, I meant to walk with a 3-wheel cart. But I don't know why he's talking about Josh B. But
I don't know, I think he likes Josh B, dude.
Guess so.
Do you foresee yourself getting those remote control push carts with the fucking remote, dude?
I would, but it's just
spend $1,000.
I would think, right? I mean, maybe not
1,000,
but it's probably 500-600. I mean, I would think just a regular vanilla pull cart is what, $200.
Looks like
800,
$800 for one of those, dude.
But then
here's one that's 1,600.
But the shit one you could get for under 200, right?
Yeah, there's 220 right here. 130 portable folding 4 wheels golf push cart with bag, scoreboard, adjustable handle, dude. That's from Temu though. That's probably some bootleg stuff from China.
Oh yeah,
dude. We gotta find some company in America. Maybe their factory is in Waterbury, dude. You can go right up there.
Yeah,
meet the owner.
Definitely. Josh B says a lot of big words from a little Devils fan.
Whoa, that's
Josh
right,
B,
dude.
Getting into the mix, Tony, but
he doesn't take no shit.
We're already talking about golf, Tony, so I think it's appropriate to preview tomorrow's PGA Championship.
Absolutely,
coming
dude.
From Louisville, Kentucky, and this is going to be at Valhalla Golf Club. And Tiger won here 24 years ago.
That's right.
Which is kind of interesting.
Kind of crazy, dude.
And this tournament has been held since 1916.
At the same course the whole time?
No, they rotate every year. So we were, and I guess because they took a couple years off or whatever. So it was 100 years in 18. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 606th PGA Championship, which is kind of crazy, Tony. We mentioned the switch in format in terms of, going from September to May. And I believe that first started in 2019 when Koepka beat DJ by 2 shots at Bethpage. And you look at the scoring, it was a little higher at times. Like you had a Jason Day back in 2015 at Whistling Straits, 20 under. Rory at 16 under. Actually at Valhalla, the last time he won a major championship, back in 2014, 1 shot clear of Phil Mickelson. But I was listening to A New Breed of Golf on PGA Tour Radio, and Michael Breed, a former PGA Professional of the Year, Tony, was saying that the conditions, because of this time of the year versus September, play a lot differently, and just because it's a little cooler, stuff sits in the rough. So he's saying this is a single digits under par type of tournament this week, which is interesting. Because like I said, the last time it was held here 10 years ago, we're talking about 16 under par. So it's kind of interesting.
That's interesting
how the scoring has been different. You think back to last year, Koepka at 9 under got the job done at Oak Hill. JT in a playoff in 2022 over Will Zalatoris at Southern Hills. Phil, the big win at Kiowa in 2021, 2 shots clear of Koepka in Oosthuizen. And then 2020 Morikawa at Harding Park, 13 under, 2 strokes clear of Paul Casey and Dustin Johnson. And over the years, there definitely were a lot of years, 10 under, 15 under, 18 under. So it is kind of interesting to see, that switch and just the fact that, it almost plays more like a US Open at this point, no matter where the venue is. Also interesting too, Tony, weather, I think, will be a factor. Tomorrow, clear skies. I know yesterday they had to pull players off the course for their practice round due to rain. There's rain there today. Tomorrow will be 81, partly cloudy, great, but 93% chance of rain on Friday. Scattered showers on Saturday, which I think they could work through perfect on Sunday. So unfortunately, we know who this doesn't play well for, and obviously that's Tiger Woods, because I think, we're looking at some golfers playing, 24 holes or more on Saturday, because the whole round potentially could be wiped out on Friday. So that really, kind of congests things.
It's a cause for concern, like significantly.
Yeah,
for him, I feel.
And Tiger in his press conference even said body fell apart, over the weekend at Augusta.
Right.
And that right now, if body feels okay, but the sharpness is not there. So him saying that, I don't know if that bodes too well, Tony, for this week. And then you factor in the weather.
Yeah, I don't think so at all. Again, I mean, you said it. He said that he feels good right now. His body feels good. He just wishes his golf was sharper.
Yeah.
And again, coming from Tiger, I mean, I think that means a lot, for him to say that, I think, to the press and everything like that. But nonetheless, I mean, he's going to keep it competitive and do his best. But I mean, again, like we've seen,
what's Renee cooking? Like cookies or something?
I think she has like oatmeal bites or something.
But
she
doesn't
like
it smell like dessert?
Yeah, it smells like a bakery right now, dude. Like just fresh loaf of bread.
It's to torture us, Renee. Thank you.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. I think it's over for him, honestly.
Matthew Ryan actually saying something correct. Tiger is cooked, and I hate to say it, but probably right about that one.
By the way, this course, like, wide open. I feel.
And
so wide open.
7,600 yards, Tony. So that's
my God. So he's gonna be walking a long course.
Yes,
dude.
Tiger, the walking, but he was saying, you got to stay out of the rough. You drive it well,
right?
It'll be good. But I am really excited to watch this tournament. And I think tomorrow we'll call for the twilight round coverage on the phone, leading into Game 6. I mean, it's a pretty nice day tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a glorious day.
I was looking out there.
But I was actually looking at ESPN. I think coverage starts at 7 a.m. I believe.
Yes.
ESPN Plus, dude. Like, let's freaking go. That's gonna be sick to have on during the show. I forget what I was gonna say something.
Tiger, Valhalla, the PGA.
like do you think it's cool that they rotate golf courses for these tournaments? You like that?
I think it just everything the way it is, it makes sense. Augusta is Augusta.
Right.
We need to play there every year. And I think other than that, these other tournaments, I mean, why not put each of these wonderful, historic, stunning courses in the limelight every 9 or 10 years than to have something completely shut out and you're not able to go there. A lot of these courses, there are some that do regular tournaments and then also host majors like a Pebble Beach or like Quail Hollow, where I believe the PGA is next season, who just had the Wells Fargo. It just gives these courses an opportunity, and I just think we don't want to miss out on seeing these venues be played by these PGA professionals.
Yeah, I like that. I would imagine though that makes it super hard to go back to back years, huh? Because it's not like you're looking at the same course, really.
Yeah,
it makes it harder to win in general, I suppose,
and
too.
Brooks Koepka did that 2018, 2019. Went all the way from Missouri to Farmingdale, New York. So doing Bellerive to Bethpage back-to-back years. Pretty, impressive stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm also looking at her too. I mean, there's so much to talk. I'm really jacked up because I have to say, since the Masters, and I'm sure you would agree, like obviously we've tuned into some stuff, but our like jackness is kind of like tempered a little bit. The whole the Augusta voice, the patrons, all that stuff is like dissipated. But now PGA major. Now I feel like I'm ramped back up and like really excited to see this. The other tournaments, it's cool to see the course, but at the end of the day, does it feel that big when someone wins? Like it's like, okay, they won. We know they're a good player, but there's just something about the historical element of major championship golf.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, and even like the players seem to know too. I mean, think about last weekend. We're splitting time between two tournaments: North Carolina, South Carolina. The pool of players is different. There's just not even enough juice for the players, for bigger names to be in those tournaments. So here we're having, like you said, a huge major tournament. All these players coming together. Of course, the live golf players as well. They play a factor. It definitely does jack me up, and also I feel like the early coverage too on ESPN Plus. I mean, I feel like that's like
unbelievable. The
so
fact
sick,
that that'll
dude.
be on
Let's
this
go,
screen
dude.
tomorrow.
Yes.
And some other things about. Well, first of all, I was just kind of looking ahead here. So coming up for PGAs, next year, like I mentioned, Quail Hollow, that had the PGA back in 2017. Then you have Arna Mink golf course, Newton Square, Pennsylvania, has not hosted a PGA since 1962. That'll be in 2026. And then you have 2027, 2028, two courses that have never hosted the PGA Championship, PGA Frisco and the Olympic Club. And the Olympic Club being in San Francisco, California. And I love the West Coast majors, the primetime viewing, that's always special. And then also you're going to get Batistral, Springfield, New Jersey, hasn't hosted it since 2016. That'll be in 29. Congressional, Tony, which has hosted U.S. Opens, but it has only hosted one PGA back in 76. That's going to be the 2030 PGA Championship. And then we go back to Kiowa 10 years after Phil Mickelson, made history as the oldest golfer to win a major. We will be back at Kiowa in 2031. And just to sprinkle something else out there, PGA Frisco back 2034, opening slots 32 and 33. And I don't know about you, but I think it's time to return to Bethpage Black for one of those. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Because at that point, you think about 2019. I mean, that'll be 13 years since there was a major at Bethpage. And Bethpage is an historic venue. Have you driven by the grounds of Bethpage before?
I have. I definitely have driven by the grounds. What is the deal with the rotation, though? How do they?
It's there's nothing that's permanently set. They can kind of mix in stuff as ever they want. Like there's going to be a U.S. Open at Riviera. There hasn't been one there forever. PGA works the same way, same thing with the Open. But sometimes it's 7 years, sometimes it's 9 years, sometimes it's 13 years.
Jeez.
Sometimes it's 7, it's 4. I mean, it's all over the place.
So it's just like by committee decides, hey, let's go back here. We like that
bidding process. And a couple other comments here. Matthew Ryan, Masters of Best PGA is my least favorite major. And I think we've talked about this before, but what would you say your ranking is for majors? Augusta 1?
Yeah, definitely. U.S. Open next, maybe
2. And then are you Open or PGA?
I don't know. I guess I'm kind of in. They can kind of mix and match, I suppose. But I guess I would go PGA.
I feel like, but is it almost because of the viewing window? Because the Open, the overnight tee time,
so tough, dude.
The leaders teeing off at what 6 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. But yeah, I'm probably in the same boat. US Open definitely is always fun to watch. But PGA, they've done a good job. Some of these courses are fun watches for sure. Michael in the mix.
He says, who covers more sports than you two? Nobody. They're either do just local or 4 major sports. This really is the sports port, he says.
You already know.
Bet your bottom dollar.
Bottom dollar, all of that. And somebody will have a couple less bottom dollars. I know this was in the group chat yesterday. Rory McIlroy, the divorce.
Dude.
Right before he tees off here to win his first major in 10 years. Any coincidence there? You know, maybe he was trying to get out in front of it, didn't want to share the winnings at Valhalla, or I mean, what do we think there?
I don't know, dude. Super tough. You know,
going to live. I mean,
dude, going to live might be kind of crazy. The divorce.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw, but
prenup.
The prenup. Does he have a prenup? Really?
I don't know why there would be like a question about that. If you have a prenup, isn't it automatically divorced? I don't know unless there was some scandal. You know, I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how prenups work. Never had to get one. I would imagine maybe there are stipulations to where that prenup would be nulled, but again, I would imagine, like you said, it'd be.
And if there was some big scandal, I think we would have heard about it. To me, it just sounds like, you know, they had the baby Poppy McIlroy, Tony, 3 years ago, and then I think, you know, since then it just must have went downhill.
I guess it's honestly very odd, dude, because you know, I've actually did a little reading on the divorce, dude. And
why are you smiling?
Because I didn't know he was engaged to Caroline Wozniak.
Yes, and I remember them in a pro-am together. She was caddying for him.
Really?
Yes.
Like, it's so odd because then, like, I was reading about that, and they were like engaged to be married. He called it off like right after they started their wedding invitation.
Maybe she's gonna break up with her husband and then they're getting back together.
That'd be kind of crazy. No, it wasn't.
Alluding
because she's married with children to some former basketball player. I think I don't know who, but apparently he called off the wedding on the phone.
She did.
No, he did. He did. And then he tried to say it was an amicable split, but then she was like, what are you talking about? You just called me on the phone and like broke it off within minutes, dude. Like this was over. So, I mean, I think that's kind of crazy. And then again, like you see here with the wife now, abrupt separation for what I've been seeing, you know, Sunday, Wells Fargo wearing the wedding ring. Didn't shout her out, but was wearing his ring.
Yeah. But
I don't know. And then all of a sudden,
he
Monday,
was probably playing the game.
Yeah.
Boy, because if he was not going to file, there's no way that he wouldn't have shouted her out on Mother's Day.
Kind of crazy. Yeah, on Mother's Day too. So weird. I mean, even God, dude. So I don't know. I mean, again, I don't know, dude. It's really kind of crazy. And also, I read that he hired the same lawyer that Tiger had, dude.
Divorce in 2010. And you think about this, I mean, 2010. Since then, I mean, 14 years have gone by, and Tiger just won the one major in 2019, so that didn't bode well. But Rory already going through it. I mean, does this have any effect? Does this make things better?
He misses the cut. I think it's
really
missed the cut, dude. Really, Karma. I think something's bad. He seems like the bad guy. Honestly,
put weight off his shoulders. Is, eligible bachelor now? No.
I don't think so. I think karma's going to come around. It seems like he's the bad guy in this scenario, and the whole Caroline Wozniak thing. I'm a big fan of Wozniak, not going to lie. And again, reading up on that, it just seemed like he was.
Did you message her or something?
No, I did not message her, dude. But I'm just saying, growing up, like watching women's tennis, like he was a big name, dude.
Right.
So I don't know. Again, it just seems like he's kind of a prick, Rory. Wow. And honestly, I can kind of see it. And then you think about the level of play he's had in past years, the karma, dude. Treat people poorly. Divorce now. I don't know. I cannot imagine how he's going to be focusing here with the divorce going on, and I don't think so, dude. And all of a sudden, I don't know if you saw, but I think Koepka too was like commenting on like the ex-wife's posts, like on Instagram, whatever. She posted something.
Oh, he did? Because I thought he posted a picture of his.
Oh, he posted a picture of his wife.
That's it. So and then it's not like the same stuff.
I mean, come on, dude.
I mean, we're 5 minutes on Jenna Jameson. Go.
Jenna Jameson.
Oh, no, that's not her name. But what the heck is it? No, but her name is Jenna.
Yeah. I forget her name.
But
she's Sports Illustrated model, right? Isn't she?
Yes.
Or she was back in the day. Sports Illustrated doesn't matter. I think Wozniak was commenting on her photo that he posted. a lot of drama, dude, going on. Not gonna lie, dude.
But what's your thoughts on Jenna Koepka though?
5 minutes on Jenna Koepka. Honestly, like, I mean, she seems like a nice woman. I don't know much about her. Do I have to do some research on Jenna Koepka, dude?
Jenna Sims, by the way.
Jenna Sims, dude.
They got married 2022. And she's 35 years old. Brooks 34 years old.
That's
Obviously,
fine.
the appreciation post Brooks winning his last start in Singapore. You have Rory blocked out by a divorce. You have Scotty with a newborn. I mean, so does that does 1 + 1 = 2? And Brooks Koepka is your 2024 PGA champion? Or I mean, what are we talking about here?
I mean, yeah. I mean, again, first of all, I was looking at our sheet here. I picked Koepka to win this tournament way back when. Can't believe I did, to be honest. I don't even know what was possessing me, but I'm gonna hold true to that one. I think 1 + 1 does equal 2, Brian. I think Koepka seems dialed. And honestly, the Instagram post tells me he's hungry. He's a shark in the water. He's circling his prey. Dude's gonna be pouncing, no doubt. I think this weekend at the PGA. And I'm telling you, I think Rory has a tough go at it, dude, especially with the weather delay, maybe too. And I can literally picture it right now, dude.
Tinder, Hinge. I mean, it's a lot to keep up with.
Oh my God, dude.
But it's interesting too, because there was a comment by Matthew Ryan talking about how Scotty, best player since Tiger, the run that he's on now. And I mean, it's hard to dispute that. My whole thing is, I just think it's a combination for me. The fact of the newborn. I mean, I think that definitely plays into it a little bit. There's no way, Tony. Listen, obviously, we're all expecting Scotty to be ready, but there's no way that he prepared the same for this tournament as he would have without the newborn, right? Or no?
I mean, again, you imagine like he had his hands full with the newborn baby, right? Again, unless, I don't know. I mean, some of these people, they have like handlers for their baby, sitters, au pairs, and whatnot. But still, you'd imagine Scotty seems like a nice family man, wants to get hands on with the baby, changing the diapers, whatever, with his wife, loving, supportive. I would imagine he's got to be tired. You're gonna see some bags under his eyes, I think.
And he usually looks tired.
Yeah, he does normally look tired.
Yeah.
His tee time is late though. I think at 2:15 tomorrow. I think so. Maybe that'll give him some, like, hey, all right, give me some rest. But still,
so my thought, and he is, I think, the shortest favorite since Tiger. He might be only plus 250. I don't know if they have that. If you go to field or odds, go to odds. But plus 450. Okay, but that's still obviously very short.
Yeah.
But I combine the newborn, Tony, with just the fact that since we switched to this format. Nobody has won the PGA after winning the Masters. And I just think we do it every single year. We think whoever wins the Masters is just automatically going to win the next major. And then it doesn't happen.
Right.
So just for those reasons alone, I have to rule out Scotty for my pick. And I hate to copy you, but I have to go with Koepka. I just think, like I said, 1 + 1 = 2. Rory's distracted. Jordan Spieth, yes, going for the career Grand Slam. Playing terribly, not going to do it. Scotty tired, bags under his eyes. Tiger probably missing the cut. Phil maybe making the cut.
Yeah.
Obviously John Rahm is back, but it seems
he's a bum.
He switched to live.
Yeah.
He hasn't played his best golf. Dustin Johnson might be back on a bender. Who knows?
Right.
We haven't heard from him in a while. Morikawa, inconsistent. Same it goes for Wyndham Clark.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I mean, you do the math. I mean, there's not many guys left who could conceivably win this championship. And that's what Koepka said. I think it was 5 years ago. He said, there's all these people in the field, but when you really narrow it down, you're only going up against 20 guys because they actually have a chance of winning, not a field of 155 or 135 or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. So what are you saying? Sunday it's going to be Koepka and Block at the top?
Wow, Michael Block. I think, unfortunately, one of those things too, just like thinking about how things normally go. I think everybody all jacked up. Top 20 finished last year. I think it was even 15th, if I'm not mistaken. Probably misses the cut. Probably opens with like an 80, maybe a triple bogey on the first hole. Something like that most likely will happen because everybody's riled, but usually you get riled and then, I mean, what happens, right?
No, I think you're totally right there. And I know, again, we just spoke about it. How many years have they changed to this format?
2019.
Okay, so this is the 5th year. But before that, we've seen who was the last golfer to win the Masters and the PGA. Do you know?
Well,
I guess back then it was
the Masters and the US Open.
Okay.
And I'm not sure about that. So we'd have to look.
Because I mean, I still want. I mean, I think Scotty's gonna be competitive still. I mean, again, I feel like people even like this year was like he's probably not gonna win the Masters again. Like, oh, he's probably like he's gonna win the Masters or not keep this pace up, which he's kept this pace up all year long. So I still think he's. Where do you think he finishes, Scotty?
I mean, like Scotty always does, probably 5th, 6th, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think he tied for 2nd last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know Koepka won. Interesting. I look at Koepka's 2 wins. I know, obviously, different golf courses here, but
New York.
I'm not sure, honestly. Where?
No, he won at Oak Hill last year.
Oak Hill.
And then
it was Oak Hill last year. Okay, yeah.
But then the one was in Missouri. So 3-time PGA champion.
And I think at Oak Hill, his first round was like 2 over, dude.
It did not start well.
And then in 19, I think his 3rd round was even. His Sunday round was like 4 over, but we got off to a hot start. I think he was 7 under the first 2 rounds, which is pretty interesting that he hasn't really, like, both times he's won this, he hasn't really had like a consistent 4 rounds. And honestly, I don't know, man. I think because of the weather too, it's gonna be hard for these golfers to remain consistent. Like you said, Friday could be even like a washout. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be tight. I think Koepka does starts off to a slow start. But I guarantee you on Sunday, he's going to be the one who's winning, hoisting the trophy.
Kissing the Wanamaker.
Literally. And then grabbing his wife. Thank you for being an amazing wife support. I love you so much. Let's fucking go.
Hey, Rory, I heard you're eligible bachelor. Is he like calling him out? I mean, is that happening?
It has to, dude. I feel like there's, I mean, maybe it's just because of fucking, what the hell is the Netflix show? Why am I blanking on it? Coming out here, the Netflix documentary, golf.
Oh, Full Swing.
Full Swing. Maybe it is Full Swing, but I feel like there is like some bad blood between these guys, like still currently to this day, right now. Like there's not only a golf rivalry, but I feel like they just don't like each other to begin with. Am I wrong here?
Well, you're saying Koepka and Rory.
Yeah.
I think that not many people like Koepka just in general. I think he's always just had that attitude. Like, I don't know if you remember too, right before Tiger won the Masters, he was close to winning the PGA going up against Koepka. Koepka wins. They were close. Tiger was within a couple shots on Sunday. And he literally, like, after the thing, like just dead serious face. Oh, yeah. I mean, there was no way I was going to let Tiger win today. Like, it just wasn't happening. Like, just straight up like that. Like, those are the type of comments and, like, what I said about, like, dividing the field up. So, but, I mean, I think it's good for the game, honestly.
I think so, too. A lot of juice, dude. Let's go. Let's go, Koepka.
And I was reading a little more last thing from this divorce drama.
What do we got?
So I guess Wozniak's Wozniacki? Is it Wozniacki? Caroline Wozniacki?
Caroline Wozniak.
Wozniak, okay. Yeah. The comment on Koepka's post of his wife Jenna was hot mama with fire emojis. So I think she was playing into it, which is kind of funny. So I don't think there's any reconciliation on the forefront here, Tony, right?
No, I don't think so at all, dude.
So I guess this is kind of like asking your a sleeper. If there was somebody that you could see, winning this tournament, other than Brooks. I mean, we've kind of said, we don't see Rory doing it.
Now.
We don't think Scotty. Xander maybe, but maybe. Like a DeChambeau, a Morikawa, an Obear, a Homa. I mean, Cameron Smith. I mean, what about any of the Wyndham Clark? I mean, what about any of those golfers? I mean,
so tough, dude. Maybe a Tommy Fleetwood.
Matthew Ryan says Bryson, which is interesting. He played pretty well at the Masters.
Yeah, he did play really well at the Masters. What did Koepka do at the Masters? Was he was like maybe top? He played on 40 something, maybe 30 something.
Look it up.
That's interesting. I totally forgot actually about Koepka at the Masters. I don't think he was really in the running for anything. But nonetheless, I think I don't know, a sleeper here. So tough, dude. Victor Hovland at plus 4,000, dude. But he has not been playing well. Jason Day has shown some bright spots, and then I think we're just getting Sepp Straka no way, dude. Steven Yeager has been someone I've talked about a lot. I don't think Bahadia or Kirk Kitayama, Chris
45th at the Masters.
It was 45th. All right. I guess how about Tony Finau? How about that, dude?
What are the odds?
Tony Finau at plus 6,600, dude. Same odds as Jordan Spieth and Dustin Johnson, as well as Sahith Theegala, dude.
Wow. So, and you know what?
Interesting group of names right there.
Give me, for my sleeper, Jordan Spieth.
There we go.
I just think, if I had to go dark horse, I mean, it doesn't happen often, but
Mhm.
it is occasionally where you'll have a golfer who looks so bad going into one of these tournaments and then just wins it and just catches fire.
It really is crazy how often that happens, and vice versa. You know, someone who looks so good can be so terrible. Where do you think Xander ends up playing? Because I feel like he's been playing pretty well these past.
But
couple
you know what it
weekends.
is with Xander. Maybe he'll lead after round one. He'll have a tough middle stretch, close good on Sunday, but not enough. Probably a top 7, a top 10, a top 12, right? I mean, doesn't that happen every time?
Yeah, literally, it does happen every time, which is a shame. But I mean, it is what it is, dude.
DeChambeau is 6th at the Masters this past year.
That's right.
Last year at the PGA, a tie for 4th as well. You know, we've seen him win the one major. His you know, automatic exemption running out soon, I think after next season. So obviously wants to add another major championship to reset that 5-year period of time. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Also, I don't know if you heard this, but John Rahm had some comments at his presser talking about how he feels like he's just suspended from the PGA Tour and that it's just a matter of time before he can play, you know, some of their bigger events.
The hell does that mean?
I guess, you know, and on PGA Tour Radio, they were kind of calling him delusional. And you had Jimmy Dunn, who was a big, you know, proponent in trying to put this merger together, resigned from the policy board. And everybody was kind of alluding, Tony, to the fact that a deal is not close right now. So I think, you know, John is going to have to wait a while. And I think what it is everybody's thinking that he thought like his move to live would propel this
deal
moving forward, but it just has not, you know?
That's kind of crazy, dude. So do you think there's a chance that it does not get done?
Yeah. And then
that's crazy.
I mean, hopefully not, because then like is the PGA going to go bankrupt? I mean, you got sponsors pulling out left and right and high purses to pay. I mean, you got to have more revenue. I mean, I know they had a cash infusion, so maybe they'll be okay. But definitely a precarious situation, Tony. To wrap up this golf talk, though, 2 things on the way out here. The finish for Michael Block and Tiger Woods.
Oh, geez, that's tough. I think, geez, dude, I don't want to say Block finishes higher than Tiger, but
yeah,
I think so. Block, I don't know, top 40.
Okay, so you're having making the weekend.
Yeah,
Tiger missing the cut. Tiger. 80 first round, maybe we'll withdraw or not.
No, I don't. Withdraw after the first round would be kind of crazy. Maybe
85 though. Would he do it?
Withdrawing after 85 would be ridiculous. I mean, like, I could put you out there. Yeah, really. No, I think second day he just misses the cut.
No, you know, it's so funny though. Like I could see this happening. Like Tiger, like an even par round yesterday. Michael comments on the show, just Tiger. Yeah, that's it. And then second round starts 10 over on the front 9 or something. I hate that we just know that that's coming. I really do. Tough, but dude. I'm gonna say they both missed the cut. Honestly, I hope we both see them wearing red on Sunday. But I don't think that happens.
I know,
unfortunately. But we'll see. Obviously, we'll be covering this live tomorrow morning. But let's go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game! Out of sight!
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Too deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
All right. So on the diamond yesterday, we saw the Yankees return from their off day.
That's right.
Victorious in Minnesota, Tony. 5-1 over the Twins.
Yankees win.
A game where you saw Carlos Rodon pitch into the 7th inning. Picking up his 4th win, lowering his ERA to 3.31. And also, you look at his final line for this game: 6 innings, 6 hits, only 1 run, a home run allowed to Jeffers, the Twins catcher. No walks, 6 strikeouts, 102 pitches. So I think that is the type of performance that, you're looking for out of Rodon. So he's been everything they could have hoped for this year, after having a 6 ERA and I believe around 60, 70 innings last season.
Love that.
And then the Yankees, the offense, had a very strong showing, following up what they did Sunday afternoon in Tampa. 13 hits, 5 runs. You have Volpe 2 for 5 with an RBI. Soto 1 for 4. Judge 1 for 4. Verdugo 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. How about Giancarlo Stanton hitting his 9th home run of the season, 2 for 5. So, all things considered, a 236 average with 9 homers at this point. Really all you could ask for Stanton after what he did last season. Rizzo was 1 for 5. Glaber 2 for 5. So Glaber starting to show signs of coming out of it. Wells 1 for 4, definitely hitting the ball well, a lot better than he was in the beginning of the year. And then Oswaldo Cabrera getting the start at third. Maybe the off days have helped him. He was 2 for 3 with an RBI yesterday. You had Ian Hamilton go 2 strong out of the pen. 1 hit, no walks, no runs yesterday. So good to have him, a solid performance. The bullpen, you've had guys like Caleb Ferguson and Denny Santana struggle in recent games. And Hamilton lights out in the beginning of the year, kind of doing the Tony kerfuffle the past couple weeks. So nice to get a strong outing out of him. Yankees will need
Tony kerfuffle.
him to be a crucial part of this pen. And then, when you throw Tommy Kahnle into the mix and maybe eventually Lou Trevino, that should be a position of strength because you might have the best closer in the game or at least a top 2 or 3 in that, and Clay Holmes, who pitched a scoreless 9th non-save situation, only 6 pitches, Tony. So he was a couple of days off after throwing 34 pitches in Friday's game. So good to get him back out there. A short outing. So needless to say, the Yankees need to tap into the pen. Today they won't hesitate to go with Holmes. So yeah, I mean, you look at this, Minnesota's been playing well. And there's just a lot to like here. The fact that every player in your lineup yesterday had a hit. Guys that have really looked lost at the plate, like Glaber and Anthony Volpe for that little stretch, all of a sudden are on fire. Same thing with Cabrera to get the 2 hits and Stanton homering. I just find myself here with the Yankees, 28-15 through their first 43 games. Once again, Tony saying this is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, I mean, you said it, man. I mean, they're looking really good. Stanton, you said 9th home run.
Yeah.
Where are we sitting on him right now, dude? I mean, 9 home runs is good, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know what the problem is? The expectations are so tempered that we call this acceptable. I mean, it's like really when it comes down to it, it's not great. It's just okay. But I think a lot of people were not sure we could get just okay from Stanton this year.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think that being said, I think it's a long-winded way of saying I think it's positive. I mean, could you have expected any better than this?
Honestly, no. Especially at this point. I mean, he's batting 236, which obviously isn't by any means great, but last year was 175 or something.
I think 197.
Yeah, something like that.
Who'd you have for fantasy? Josh, we just commented. So who was it?
Who'd I add
on your phone? Who'd you add?
I picked up Kyle Bradish. Pitching today
the start tonight
for the Orioles
against
Toronto.
Which is offense week. Josh B gets his fantasy notifications.
Yeah,
he's on top of it. We haven't heard him talk too much. I think slow start. Now his team's performing
That's so
better.
funny, dude.
He's jacked up.
Yeah, he is. Because we were talking shit. Why aren't you into this, dude? I'm getting my ass handed to me right now. I'm losing 10-3.
Wow.
For the first time ever. I don't know what happened, dude. I just have literally everyone is injured on my fucking team.
That's
dude.
tough.
Literally, I don't have any bench players. Pitchers injured. I need to pick up somebody. I dropped some catcher from Colorado, Diaz. I picked up. He's on day-to-day right now, and he was doing well too for me. But I'm just riddled with injuries, and I'm kind of tight, honestly, that I'm losing so badly.
I'm losing 9-4 to Riley.
Okay,
but very early in the week, so
yeah,
I'm not worried.
Still Wednesday. We have time. And of course, again, whoever I was playing, of course, Judge had a hit last night, drew a walk, whatever, dude. But nonetheless, dude, we're trying to stay positive here this week. Obviously, Josh B got a target on my back being in first place over here. So making fancy ads during the show. Love it, dude. Hey, this is the time, dude.
He's jacked.
Yeah, we got games at noon today, okay?
12:35 today. We have the Orioles and the Toronto Blue Jays.
There we go, dude. Gotta be on it. Gotta
be right on top of it.
Know what you hold, baby.
And I think, needless to say, Tony, the Yankees have been on top of it.
Oh,
now
yeah.
In first place by
Great
a half
job.
game over Baltimore, 28 wins on the year. Philly has 30, 28 good for third, as the Dodgers now have 29 wins after the win yesterday. But yeah, I think you're right where you need to be. Garrett Cole making his way back, bats heating up. I am interested to see how today's game plays out. I think, Minnesota probably has, Tony, a decisive advantage in terms of the pitching matchup in this one. We got Stroman going out there. He's been up and down as we've seen from Stroman in recent years. Pablo Lopez, same type of season, but we saw what he did when he struck out over 200 batters last year. He can be a very dominant pitcher. So I don't think runs, are going to be just handed to the Yankees in this one. I think this is a game where they're going to have to look for their pitches and execute in order to win this one, because Stroman also may give up 3 or 4 runs.
Oh, yeah. I feel like he would be bound to give up 3 or 4 runs, but you never know what you're going to get from him. But still, with the Twins, with how well they could hit and how well Lopez could pitch,
he might.
But I think, Yankees plus
Minnesota
money
minus,
in the road,
yeah,
actually.
minus
Wow,
130,
dude.
a prime video spot. And because this is listed on ESPN, I wonder if that's Yankee Prime Video or a National Prime Video. But there's no such thing as National Prime Video, right? It's just a local simulcast. Yeah. So that's probably what it is. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But I had seen everything out of the Yankees that I've needed to see up to this point this season. And it's nice too. Soto, he's had some good games recently, but I think, he's not on fire. His average has dropped from 329 to 313, and they're winning. So, at the end of the day, you're winning, and not everybody is on fire. Clearly you're doing something right. And Rodon seems like he is back to the guy that the Yankees signed in free agency 2 years ago. And that is great. Massive.
Huge.
You could not have a memorable season for that if he's not your second starter for the playoffs.
Yeah, no, not at all, dude.
Nah.
And again, you think you're getting Cole back, like let's freaking go. You have solid rotation pitchers, like that's just huge.
Matthew Ryan talking Yankee Town.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Boom, boom. Yankees Town. And that's a good segue, Tony. Aaron Nola, the complete game shutout at Citi Field yesterday. What the hell happened?
Well, we spoke about it. Nola obviously has been pitching well. You can see it right there on the score bug right there. 4-0 the Mets fell to yesterday. And obviously there's not a ton to necessarily be talking about, because obviously the Mets just did not. I think they were no hit through 5. Wasn't until the 6th inning that I believe it would maybe a Starling Marte roped single. I believe
hits. The rest of the team was 2 for 26. Tony.
Absolutely ridiculous. And it's not even that you were striking out a lot, dude. You want to look at it. Through 9, Noah pitched 109 pitches. Nothing crazy, but
Buteau laboring through 5 with the 4 walks.
Oh my God, dude. The walks, excuse me, has been always a huge issue. I think this is Buteau's, I want to say, 3rd year where we've seen him, getting starts in the big leagues here. Obviously, Buteau trying to put a couple Band-Aids on this Mets pitching staff here. But the walks have always been an issue. And, honestly, it's evident here because those 2 earned runs were because of walks. Okay. That inning, which I think was maybe the 3rd inning. Yeah. The 3rd inning, the Phillies scored twice in that inning with only 1 hit. It was the walks, the hit by pitch, bringing in runners. That's literally not what you need to do at all. Literally the opposite. Buteau, again, obviously the Mets need to hit at the end of the day, but Buteau needs to figure it out. Bullpen did good. Sean Reed-Foley, wouldn't you know, in the 9th, by the way, gave up 2 earned runs. I was just saying how impressive him and Reed Garrett were looking, I think, out of the pen. But of course, now the last 2 showings for Reed Foley has been absolute hot garbage, as Matthew Ryan would say. But obviously, I think he'll maybe kind of bounce back a little bit.
1.69 ERA still.
Again, he started off so hot.
Good, yeah.
Thank you.
Bless you. The allergies back.
Thank you. Yeah, we're talking about
or?
it. I did take Allegra, but sometimes it's hit or miss.
Gotcha.
You know what people tell me? The doctor, I forget, one doctor was like, "Oh, you got to keep taking it. Like, you have to take it every day for it to work effectively." And I'm like, "What?" So like, even if my allergies aren't bothering me, I have to take it. Like, that's a scam, dude. And again, buy more pills, spend more money, dude. It's bullshit. As you ask
know
me.
What is weird, and I feel like this is allergies. And I don't know if this happens to you a lot, but right now I'm feeling it where it's like back of my throat, kind of up part of my mouth, like just a little like tingly.
Yeah,
itchy.
dude.
That's just like pollen. Is it?
Yeah, as far as I know. I mean, I'm allergic to pollen. I don't know.
But you feel you get that yourself.
Scratchiness in the throat and the mouth.
But you know what I mean? It's not like what you would feel if you have a sore throat.
Right.
It's just like a little like irritation, dryness.
Dude. Yes. That's it, dude.
Yeah. Luckily I don't really get the sneezing because I know that gets you.
Gets me going bad. My eyes too. When my eyes are like puffy and like swollen. It's like, dude, what's going on?
We said yesterday, it was the day after the funeral, Tony. Does it feel like this today? The Mets. I mean, what do you?
I mean, in regards to the Mets, yes, I suppose. Obviously, it's not as bad as watching the Rangers lose in the playoffs right now.
Almost the same thing. I mean, they lost 4-1. This was 4-0, right?
Yeah, I guess. But I'm saying, like, the game isn't as
the magnitude.
Exactly. It's not there. And again, I mean, you're versing Aaron Nola. He's a phenomenal pitcher right now. The Phillies are one of the best teams in all of baseball. So it's not that you're expecting to be losing these games,
but not 4 hits.
Dude, just the constant, like, what are you swinging at?
I was telling my dad, strike zone recognition.
Dude, literally,
dude. Everything.
Like, they're swinging at everything, dude. Like literally everything and anything they're swinging at, which is why like you're causing so many lineouts, pop outs. I think at one point, I want to say it was the 7th inning, for the first time in the entire game, you had a leadoff hit. I think it was by Marte, bang. And I think at that point, I want to say maybe Lindor was walked, I think. But you had like 2 runners on, no outs, dude. And then it's just like literally pop out, ground out, Alonso strikes out. And it's like, no, Alonso ground out and double play. That's what happened. Trying to get something going late in the game. And at that point, it was still a 2-0 game. So it was like, oh, like, dude, like, not for nothing. Like, yeah, you're getting no hits, but it could take one good inning to control this game. You absolutely shut the door in your face with Alonso grounding out into double play. Literally the one thing you couldn't do. And then, like I said, in the 9th, Phillies get 2 more insurance runs. It's not good, dude. It's really not good. You need your bats again. Like, I mean, Buteau is, yes, he's laboring his way through 5, but I mean, your bullpen for the most part holds it down. You need to start scoring some runs. Like these bats have been absolutely ice cold recently. I feel like we're constant the whole weekend. We're getting no hit through 6 through 7 innings, and it's like Charlie Morton is pitching so well. He's the guy is 44 years old, however old he is. You can't be doing this. You got to find your way into some hits here. Nimmo has to get going. I know Marte has been batting okay. Martinez has been doing well too. Obviously, everyone was quiet this past game. You can't really just blame anyone. When are the Mets going to DFA Joey Wendell? I don't know when. But it's got to be soon, dude. It's got to be soon, honestly.
Couple things here. First, I think we already talked about this, but this is the old 2-2 home and home, or because I guess they're in Philly today.
Actually,
yeah, isn't that weird?
Oh my God, they are in Philly today, Citizens Bank Park.
But it's got to be a 2-2.
Yeah, there's no way that. Yeah.
Kerfuffle of the schedule.
That is kind of odd.
I know.
I mean, how about that? Lucchese getting the nod on the dish.
Are you watching this game today? Honestly,
6:40 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I wasn't sure. Like, I mean, I guess you've kind of alluded to the fact, even no matter how bad it is, you still want to watch. I mean, is that pretty much?
Yeah, for the most part. Well, I watched the whole game. If it's 3rd inning and we're down like 4-0 already, I'm like,
what if it's September? They're 15 games under 500. Mm-hmm. You still feel like you want to watch the game at that point?
Yeah, I do still feel like that.
Which is good. No, because it would be the same thing for me. Thank God that doesn't happen.
You know what I hate, honestly, what really bugs me is when I will, Mike and I will find ourselves out at a bar in that scenario, and I'm watching the Mets game, rooting for the Mets to win. And someone's like, dude, it doesn't even matter. Like, why are you even? It's like, you know what, dude? Like, you don't understand anything about. Like,
and I have to admit, I definitely used to think that, not privy to the Mets, but anybody once they're out. But then after what I had to deal with last year with the Yankees, I did think there was an importance on the stretch of just experience from wins, experience from players. Dude. You don't just throw games at the end of the season because you're out of the race. Yeah. You can always gain something from experience.
And then as someone who watches them, like that's my enjoyment. Like, I don't want to stop that. I'm not going to cut my season short because they're not doing well. I want to watch this game and enjoy the baseball.
How's your family with it? Like, when things get ugly, do they still tune in?
My mother is like, she cuts it off right away, honestly. Really? She's like, they suck.
But what about just like what I just said about like out of contention, end of the year? But if the game's going well, like, does she watch it? Or is it like once they're out of it, she's like, I don't even.
I mean, I guess if they're playing well, she'll be a little bit more into it, but then she'll be like, well, it doesn't really matter anyway, you know, like sort of deal, which is kind of funny. But obviously, if I'm watching it, I'm like, all right, she'll watch it. But she's like, no remorse.
You know, it's just tough. And not to, like, I don't know, twist the sword, whatever you want to call it. But I feel like it's not that bad that, because, you know, we expected them to have this type of season, but just the fact that it doesn't appear, and maybe there is, but I don't know if you feel like this as a fan, but it just doesn't feel like there's really like a concrete plan. Do you feel like there is?
For the Mets?
Yeah.
No, not really. Again, we talked about it in the offseason too. You know, it seemed like that they were saying a few years building up, you know, the youth of the organization, which seemed like a plan, but then that's when they brought in Taylor, who's 32. When they brought in Adrian Hauser, who's also 32, 34.
Re-signed Adam Ottavino.
Yeah, even Joey Wendell. You know, like, he's an older guy too. JD Martinez. And it's just like, are you trying to be competitive right now? Which is why, because like these guys, even though Taylor's done well, but Wendell, Hauser, even JD, they're not going to have much of a future. You know,
it almost reminds me of a worse version of something that, like, when the Yankees had those years where they didn't make the playoffs, what Cashman was trying to do, like, just be good enough to get people to go to the park, but like not really go for it.
Exactly. Which is, again, and they were never really like outspoken about their plan, you know?
Yeah.
And which is, you know,
Scherzer was outspoken about it, but
yeah, I mean, he definitely was, but you never know what he's gonna. I don't know.
He's a maniac.
He is
more
of
a maniac. Dude. Girardi or Scherzer? And it's funny because they had that whole run.
Yeah. At the fucking checking him for the sticky stuff. Oh my god, I would probably say Scherzer.
Yeah,
I want to say,
but Girardi,
it's close second, dude.
Like, Girardi will get into a street fight,
and I'm sure like if I experienced Girardi in the clubhouse, I'd probably be saying Girardi. Yeah. Although who knows? But Scherzer is just more prominent. I feel like it's more out there because he's on the mound and he's like pissed off. Literally, I'll never forget that when the ump went to check him the second time and he literally takes his pants off.
That was just so funny. Like, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Throws his hat down.
And then one more thing on the Mets here. I know going into this season, Tony, you were very hesitant to trade Alonso, but now is it like you're almost looking forward to it? What's the return? Dude. I mean, honestly, just the way he's played, the way the team's played. I mean,
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I wouldn't say so.
But don't you think like the disappointment of losing Alonso would automatically like disappear if it was like, you know, your two top 30, top 40 prospects, a pitcher and a position player, a future ace of the. I mean, wouldn't you be excited? Like 20 years old, like.
Yeah, I mean, of course I would be excited, but I still think for me it'd be, no matter what, it's going to be a little bittersweet to see him go.
But you really think like long term? I mean, he's got a lot of like good baseball left, and can be a postseason hitter, a big spot guy. I mean, you really envision that with him?
I mean, a big spot guy, I'm sure he can be. I think he definitely can be that big spot guy. But again, I mean, in terms of consistent production, longevity, no, it seems like he doesn't have that. But again, that's why it's so disappointing, because you talk about, you know, Pete Alonso being the face of the Mets, homegrown, coming up through the system, his rookie season, obviously phenomenal, the polar bear, the home run derbies, the improvement even at first base, you know, and at least from what I can tell, you know, the want and the excitement to play for the Mets. I mean, you want him to succeed as a Met fan, no matter what. But yeah, I mean, if they end up trading him and you get prospects and you look like a better team, that's great. But at the, you know, obviously I'm still pushing for him to be a success, you know, within the organization, no matter what. And again, I mean, Now, I guess it could not happen, but I would imagine wherever he does go, I mean, he's gonna still play well,
Right.
you know?
And it's interesting to just think like where, you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be the Yankees.
No, I don't think so either.
Um,
Although you never know. First bit. Well, no.
I mean, I guess if Rizzo isn't doing well, but I think they're going to make that. I mean, he's picked it up recently. But I think they wanted that to work in the worst way just because they have the team option next year,
Right.
left-handed clubhouse guy.
Exactly.
I don't think that
They want to stick with Rizzo. And like, what are they going to be giving up? Like, they're not going to want to give up. Like, I feel like you're not going to want to give up a lot of prospects for Alonso. Like, you're not going to want to do that
with the
dude.
Orioles.
I
know they have Mountcastle, but imagine like you put Alonso in that lineup. I mean,
yeah,
not that I mean,
that'd be huge for them, I suppose. But again, I think Mountcastle's great. He's been on my fantasy team. He's been doing pretty solid.
But you could put him at DH.
You could throw him with the DH position, which I'm sure, honestly, they probably would do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think maybe who else wants a first baseman.
I think the Dodgers obviously have Freeman. They're good.
Yeah,
the
they're
Braves have
fine,
Wilson. They're
dude.
good.
Yeah.
The Phillies,
Their first baseman,
because it was Hoskins. They got
Right.
rid of him.
I think Schwarber's got some.
But also,
looks, but it's mostly Schwarber
Stearns doing
DH.
business with the Phillies. Probably not. Maybe
Probably
Hoskins
not.
has gotten injured.
Bohm
maybe the
was getting
Brewers,
some of the. Oh yeah, Brewers I could see, but
the Diamondbacks trying to make a push, some juice in the lineup.
who's their first baseman? It's not Walker, is it? Is it Walker?
Yeah, DH.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
Oh,
the
okay,
Tigers.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
I
I would have to see
Blue
too who's
Jays.
got like some prospects that they would be wrangling up.
the Padres.
Padres, first baseman. Who's their first baseman?
Is it Cronenworth?
I think it is Cronenworth. let's look
And
this
I
up,
always,
dude.
I think he's bad.
Cronenworth. Yeah, he's not. I mean, again, glimpses, but I mean, what are we doing? First baseman. Yeah, Jake Cronenworth.
Oh, and a Rise could play first. But,
Yeah, but then
you know,
stop it.
but I guess they've traded a lot of prospects. So I don't know if they have the prospect capital, but the Reds, if they found themselves in contention, the Royals, Tony.
Oh yeah, I can see the Royals find themselves in contention, and then putting together a package for
Seattle.
Alonso, dude. Seattle
Just
too.
for some juice. Their
Yeah.
offense has been kind of weak the last couple of years.
Very weak, actually, dude. They have some good players they can toss up who are young.
Do you think he would want to join the Mets? I was gonna say like condrumbit or something. What's the word? Like contingent, maybe? Like that's in Texas. I was saying like DeGrom and Scherzer. Like if you, but is that what it's called? A contingent or contra? Do you know what I'm saying? Or
no,
not?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
But I guess just group the group of former
Mets group
with
over there with the
They've been
Rangers.
struggling recently.
They have been struggling recently.
So there are a couple of potential spots. I mean, I think it's
Yeah,
just
for
gonna
sure.
come down to who has the best package.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see. Kind
Um,
of what happens here,
but I think that's the key. Hitting on that trade is the key to the Mets' future because you already have a couple other guys.
Yeah.
Alvarez, you're hoping comes back from with this thumb injury, right? The torn ligament in the thumb.
Yeah, he got a surgery and everything, still in recovery. I think he's like doing well in recovery, actually. Last I checked, it seemed like he was like almost ahead of schedule. And then you're waiting, waiting for Senga to get back too. I mean, and geez, dude, what a terrible start to the season for him.
Dude, the Mariners, by the way, they're in contention. Ty France, their first baseman. Their offense has been terrible other than Julio Rodriguez.
Has Rodriguez been even like playing well?
I don't even think so. But I'm just saying, we know he's a star. JP Crawford's beat. Mitch Haniger, Mitch Garver
beat
Julio Kerfuffle to start.
Yeah, 260, only two dingers,
homers.
dude. Like that's
very weak. After what did he have last year?
32.
Wow. But he'll pick it up. But yeah,
I'm sure
they could use him for sure. So definitely some landing spots out there. We'll see what happens. And let's see what happens on the diamond today in an abbreviated full-on baseball frenzy.
That is right, buddy. It is hump day around the MLB today. We have a ton of games, as we alluded to, starting early and often here. I would imagine I'll take first licks. Why
You're
not,
really gonna
dude?
do this yourself?
What?
No, I'm saying the Mets.
Yeah, I am gonna take the Mets, dude. Let's go, Joey Lucchesi here. I mean, first start of the season for him, it's got to be at this point. I don't think I've seen him since spring training, to be honest, which he did well. But obviously, no numbers. Yeah, first start of the year for him. Obviously, here the Phillies were back in Philadelphia now for the next 2 games here. They're going to have Ranger Suarez on the mound, who has not been handed an L yet this season. 7-0 with a 1.5 ERA, 54 innings pitched, dude.
Alonso, 3 homers.
Honestly, has to be here. The over-under is 7.5. I would imagine I would hammer the over, I think. Philly here, minus 195. The Mets, plus 165. Joshy B, if we're going to put some money on a plus underdog team here, give me the Mets here, as Brian alluded to. Say Alonso with 2 dingers, 4 RBIs, a 3-for-4 day, 2 home runs, and a double. Lucchesi, a respectable 6 innings. I'll give him 3 earned runs, couple of walks, 4 hits, maybe 7 Ks. Why not? Pretty high for him, but hey, I'm pretty sure he's jacked up to get his first start in Philadelphia. As the Mets go on to win this game, I'm going to say 6-2-3. Let's go Mets, Brian.
And speaking of underdogs and plus money, Yankees plus 110 in Minnesota. We already talked about the pitching matchup with Marcus Stroman and Pablo Lopez, Tony. And I think the bats continue to heat up. And I think Aaron Judge, another home run today, and Juan Soto hitting one out of the park there in Minnesota. So I think maybe, 3-3 game through 6, and then the Yankees a 5-run 7th.
Wow.
To win this game 8-3. So the underdog Yankees against the Twins, which makes no sense, will win this game, and the total will go over.
Could have a nice New York underdog parlay here today, Josh. Well, we were talking about it before. The the group of former Mets players over there in Texas. The conglomerate, dude. You got conglomerate. The conglomerate of former Mets over there in Texas. And would you know it, they'll be facing off against a former Met in Carlos Cookie Carrasco, who's on the dish for the Guardians, dude. Summer. Yeah. 8:05 p.m. over there in Texas. This is going to be game 3. Which the Guardians have taken the first 2 of this series. Kind of surprising, but I think that will stop here tonight as the Rangers end their 5-game losing streak with a dominant victory here. Your over-under is 8.5. Texas still favored at minus 165 here, but I think John Gray pitches 7 shutout innings. I think Adolis Garcia hits a dinger. Jonah Heim with a 2-for-4 night, couple ribbies. Marcus Semien as well, perhaps a couple RBIs for him. I see the Rangers pouring it on here. Cookie Carrasco maybe getting through 5, but giving up 6 earned runs here as the Rangers win this game. I'm going to say 8-3. Give me Rangers and the over there, Brian. Your next game.
Almost as insane as taking the Mets every day. I'm going to go with the Padres. They've lost these last 2 games.
Ridiculous. Against
the Rockies. The Rockies all of a sudden are on fire. But Michael King, Tony, has something to say about that. By the way, the Rangers over, right?
Correct.
But Michael King, I think, is going to strike out 12 Colorado Rockies over 6 innings. Xander Bogaerts, 5-for-5, like he's hitting in Fenway Park against the Yankees back in the day. And I think the Padres win this game with the final score of 5-0. So Padres and the under.
Well, my last game here, best game. Josh B knows it. I picked up Kyle Bradish, the fantasy team today, doubling down in the pick segment here as the Orioles are taking on the Toronto Blue Jays at home. Baltimore, minus 130. Over-under is 8.5, dude. You look at this series so far, the rain out yesterday, Bradish supposed to pitch, gets pushed over to today. Talk about destined for Tony to be successful with the fantasy, with Kyle Bradish. Give me Kyle Bradish a full game shutout, dude. That is correct, Josh B. Kikuchi, due to get popped, hammered, Dalton Ball show sucks,
Ball
dude.
show.
Ball show absolutely sucks. Vladdy G Jr. also sucks. Oddly, Rutschman batting 309 for the Orioles. Will be dominant today. You want to look at his Baltimore lineup against Kikuchi specifically. Called up Ryan Mountcastle, 7 for 15 career-wise against Kikuchi, batting .467 with 8 RBIs and 4 home runs. Give me 2 for him tonight. You know, also on my team. Give me the Orioles winning this game. Give me Orioles in the under. They win 7-0. Dominant, dude, going into game 2 of the doubleheader today. What do you got for your last game, Ryan?
Third game, final game, Tony. I am going to go with the – what am I going to do?
Orioles game 2?
Go with the wow, this is a tough one. But you know what? I'll go with the Astros. Valdez against the A's.
Wow.
I hate to say it, Tony. But I think we've seen it already. They've taken the first 2 games of this series. I think we're going to see the Astros come out of that hole a little bit. Who knows if the slow start at the end of the year will come back to bite, but I think they're better than the A's, 6-0. So the Astros in the under, and just like that is your baseball frenzy.
That is correct. One comment right here.
Wow, a little bit of a chirp there, huh?
Josh B says, so basically bench Alonso today in fantasy. Word. I mean, it depends on who else you got at first base that you want to toss in there.
I
mean, you can't even throw him in you as a utility player, you know?
I
Come on.
almost considered it, but I couldn't. I figured that the low batting average. That's what kind of turned me off to that. But
Kyle Bradish, though, watch out, dude.
Yeah. Yankees, watch out. Underdogs.
Yeah, underdogs. New York. Let's go. Underdogs, dude.
2 New York wins, Tony.
222.
222. Let's take a quick run to the world of the National Hockey League.
Speed, here he comes. McDavid shoots, top shelf, he scores! Captain with the overtime winner! That's the nail break. That's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping, rink wide! Made the full split save!
Are you kidding me?
Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score! Filthy! David Pasternak, the silver trophy to the Golden Knights!
Josh B means by Bryce Harper.
Oh, like that's his other
option?
Other option.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, hockey last night, 2 1-goal games.
Kind of crazy night of the hockey games, actually.
Kind of crazy. We saw the Bruins stave off elimination. I thought Jimmy Montgomery, Tony, was going to be looking for employment this morning, but he decided let's do a game 6 as the Bruins defeat the Panthers 2-1. Geeky, Tony, with a goal in the first period. His 4th of the postseason gave the Bruins a 1-0 lead. Reinhart did answer back about 6.5 minutes into the second.
Great
with
goal.
His 5th unassisted. But Charlie McAvoy, Tony, good time for his first goal of the postseason. Halfway through the second, the difference in this game
Kinda
as
crazy.
the Bruins go on to win 2-1, Swayman back to being dominant. And we are headed to the Garden for a game 6, Tony, which I believe is going to be on, is it Friday?
Friday.
Yeah. Okay. So they do like the Rangers, the 2 days off type of deal. Are the Bruins back in the series?
Honestly, if Swayman and Bobrovsky are both playing like they did last night, it could definitely go 7, I think, because at that point, I think it's a total toss-up because both of those guys had complete control over the outcome of these games. And I don't know if you saw, but there's a lot of controversy coming across the McAvoy goal. No, it has nothing to do with divorce, but everything to do with goaltending interference, dude. Because apparently, which it definitely, like I'm just gonna say right now, it definitely was interference. Like,
okay.
Charlie Coyle came in. I think he had the pass back to McAvoy, and then Coyle rightfully rushes the net and literally like it like pushes Bobrovsky. I think Bobrovsky's skate or stick gets caught inside Coyle. And he's like within the blue crease there. Like he's in his crease. Definitely an interference. And literally right as it happens, the puck gets past Bobrovsky and he's kind of like getting hit. No call, no challenge, nothing.
Didn't this just happen last game?
This happened in the game before the other way around, which is, again, very interesting because people were saying, well, now it's just even, whatever. But obviously, Panthers fans, I mean, you're definitely tight. at what happens. And again, it's interesting because people are talking about the reffing too, and even in other series around the NHL, blown no calls, stuff like that. The officiating has been kind of odd around this hockey playoffs, I think, this year. And again, you want to talk about, I don't know, dude, or just, I don't know.
Shot.
I don't know. It's not as much. I don't think it's about gambling, but I just think in a lot of these sports,
being the hero.
No, I just think that like refs sometimes for certain games will get together and be like, hey,
this is what we're going to do.
We're not going to be looking at these. We're going to be looking at these sort of deal. And like that, I think is kind of bogus. It's just like, call the game consistent every game. I call it the same way. But nonetheless, I mean, if you're the Panthers, you still only scored once. You had more than enough opportunity to get the puck behind Swayman. A few times you did late in that third period too. I think Barkov hits the post. You pull your goaltender too. It's another one of those times where the amount of push the Panthers had with the empty net. Again, you're thinking another 60 seconds on the clock, they could score. Swayman had to make some big saves at the end of that game, which is why the Bruins were able to win this one. But at the end of the day, if you're the Panthers, I mean, you still played a great game. The Bruins, obviously, they beat you here. They held you to just one goal, which I think speaks dividends to their defense. I think if I'm watching the Panthers this past game last night, which I was, their defense, I guess, was good too. But it just, again, I mean, it's a 2-1 game. It's close. It's playoffs. It's a 1-goal type of deal. Very low scoring. This was a grind out, gut checking game. Bruins come out on top. I mean, hey, if that goaltending interference gets called off, is the outcome different? In my opinion, I think possibly not. I think maybe this game would have went to overtime at that point. Because again, this was just such a neck and neck game. Do I think the Panthers still take it? Yes. Obviously, they have a game lead here. I think that is really at that point.
Who takes game 6? First off, without thinking about it.
Bruins.
I was kind of thinking about that too.
Yeah.
And then, and part of it is, rooting for it this way, but get all jacked up, force the game 7, and then like 4-0 shutout.
I know.
Bobrovsky.
And then again, talk about poetic, talk about, repetitive. It's exactly what
happened between these two teams last
season.
Yeah. But the Bruins were up 3.
They were up. 1. They dropped it at game 7 at the Garden, I believe.
At the Garden. This time it would be in Sunrise, Florida.
Right. But I don't think the Bruins would be winning game 7, dude.
No.
I don't think so, dude.
So interesting. They stay alive.
Yeah.
Other game last night, another 1-goal tight game down to the wire. We saw Edmonton get back in this series. Now tied at 2 apiece, Tony. A 3-2 victory over the Canucks, a game which they led to nothing after 2. You had Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins, Tony.
This is a game
with goals. Draisaitl's 8th of the postseason. That's definitely up there with the league leaders. Hopkins 2nd, but third period, 7 minutes in, Garland gets Vancouver on the board 2-1. Joshua, the answer to tie the game at 2, 18-19 left in the 18-19 through the third period. But then Bouchard, Tony, in the last minute of the third period, the game winner, his 4th of the postseason, Draisaitl and Kane in on the assist. We're headed to game 5 in Vancouver. Series tied at 2 games apiece.
Yeah, dude. Tough.
Picard, by the way, too.
Calvin Picard over
Stuart
Skinner. And he definitely played way out of his breeches, I think, last night. Again, another game where the Canucks, relatively low scoring, you would imagine, at least for Oilers games anyway. Even if, if you look at the games in the series, everything was 4-3, 5-4 the first game. Lowest scoring total so far in this series. And I mean, again, another gut-wrenching bout, okay, between these two Canadian teams. And the Canucks, I don't know, dude. Again, another team where it's just like that one goal, that one play, that Bouchard goal at the end, 40 seconds left, dude. Absolutely devastating goal for the Canucks there. And I got to tip my cap here to Seelofs. He's the goaltender that's been in for Demko for the Canucks. Played a phenomenal game. That shot, honestly, that it should never even have gotten through to him. It went through so much traffic. It was untouched, dude. Literally, I think went through 6 players. Like if you see the highlight, it's literally like Bouchard, top of the key. Just like, I don't even think he slaps it. I think it's a wrister, kind of a little bit of a lofted shot, but you're watching it, and it's literally like they show the overhead goal camera, And there's like this narrow passageway between all these different players that are converging at the net, gets through all of them, gets past seal-offs as well. And at that point, I mean, there's 30 seconds left. There's nothing you could do. The Canucks played a phenomenal third period. Honestly, holding the Oilers to only 2 goals, throughout the first 2 periods, I think is again, it's an achievement for them. It's
third, fourth string tender.
Yeah, third, fourth string, exactly, dude. Like
Louis Domingue-esque.
Literally, dude, waiting for the spicy beef, dude, on the bench right now.
Searching.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
No. I really thought, honestly, I thought I would get more of like a you couldn't handle it like chuckle out of you. Because I really just figured the timing on that one was good. And it's just great right now. Basically talking in code, Tony. Kind of crazy if you think about it.
It is kind of crazy. But
Josh
Oilers
B tried to decipher.
Yeah.
Who would
Even
crack
Josh
it
B,
first?
dude.
Josh B, yeah. But if you prefer Matthew Ryan, Michael Butka, who cracks it?
Probably bucked it, I guess.
Yeah, jacked,
dude. But Canucks, let's go. It's next game, whatever. I still think you're a better team. The series is tied at 2-2 here. Anything can happen, I suppose. But again, if I'm the Canucks, I'm still feeling pretty happy about it.
Yeah. And who will be feeling pretty happy after the Avalanche Stars game tonight?
Goddamn,
the
dude.
Stars in Dallas looking to close out. Similar situation the Rangers were in the other night. Can Dallas do it? We will find out in an abbreviated, full-on hockey one-game frenzy.
All right. Let's freaking go, people.
First game,
final game, best game on this beautiful hump day around the National Hockey League. We're starting in Dallas as the Stars are taking on the Avs. You said it. Series 3-1 in favor of the Stars here, looking to close it out at the American Airlines Center in Dallas. Minus 150 on the money line. Colorado, they're plus 130. Over under 6.5.
It's not over yet.
What do you got, Brian? Tell me why it's not over yet.
It's not over yet because Colorado wins game 5 here. We're going back to Colorado for game 6. The Avs a chance, of course, in game 7. Offense aplenty in this one, but winning for the first time in 4 games, 7-5 in Dallas. So Colorado and the over, the Avalanche are alive and well.
I don't think so, Brian. I'm saying that Dallas completes the victory here. They move on to go to the Western Conference Finals. They do take care of this here at home. In these past 2 games against the Avalanche, holding the Avs just 2 goals in the past 2 games, and even 5 goals in the past 3 games, I think is an achievement on its own. Jake Ottinger killing it for the Stars. And then you have certain players offensively showing hints. Chase Robertson, obviously, Tyler Seguin as well showing up. And I think that is just the tip of the iceberg in which the Dallas Stars can handle. Again, past 2 victories, dominant, 4-1, game 3, game 4, 5-1. I think we do see a nail biter in Dallas, but I think in regulation, Stars hold off the Avs. They win this game, I'll say 3-2. Dallas Stars move on. The Avs taking too many losses this postseason. Goes home empty-handed, dude.
Just like that. That is your abbreviated full-on one-game friends. So 1 game on the ice, the extra off day in the Ranger and Carolina series.
Kind of crazy.
A day later, you said it's good for them, and it's not good for us, but it's good for them. You still feel the same way. You wish game 6 in Raleigh was tonight.
No, I don't. Extra day off. Think about it. Peter Laviolette
fought somebody in practice.
Probably at this point. Probably puts the skates on himself, dude. Gets out there. Shows him how it's done.
Confidence level heading into Raleigh a day later.
100%, dude.
Like, no doubt.
No doubter. You know it.
There's no game 7.
I know it. Chokery knows it.
There's no game 7.
No game 7.
There better not be a game 7.
You give me Chokery's number, I'll text him when we know who it is. I'll just say no game 7.
And then on the way out, as we always do here, catching up in the NBA. How about the Knicks, Tony? 30-point blowout win. Jalen Brunson with 44 last night. Headed to Indiana for a game 6, a chance to close out. So joining the Rangers, same task at hand, closing out a series, up 3-2. on the road. Obviously a huge win at the Garden last night.
I mean, you said it, dude. Absolutely, like literally, like Mount Everest, huge type of win here. Brunson, you mentioned the 44 points. I think 28 in the first half. Even you get contributions from McBride. DiVincenzo was an absolute pest, I feel like, on the court, getting a few blocks. Only had 8 points, but still 0 for 6 from 3 for DiVincenzo, too. I mean, he did not have even a great night from 3, and they still have a dominant 30-point victory here. So that really does show, I think some more of a higher ceiling, I think, for the Knicks. And I mean, also, look at how many bench players that Tibbs used.
Well, yeah, because of the
Tibbs
blowout,
used,
a couple guys used 3 minutes, and then Alec Burks
still
used to be me and Michael favorite, I think, 3 years ago. And 18 points, barely has played all year, all postseason, 5 3-pointers. So that's a good sign. And Hart, probably a series low 39 minutes.
Honestly,
he's usually going the full 9, Tony. So same situation.
We have Michael calling in here, by the way. Michael Theophil calling in, standing by right now. I believe it's him on the phone, ready to talk some Knicks. Not gonna lie, we even did he hang up?
Wow. Was it a kerfuffle?
Maybe he was trying to call.
He says hold on, LOL.
Oh, really? Okay, sorry.
So, but while we're waiting on that, if we do have time, Tony, I wanted to ask you, same situation as the Rangers. Will they close it out in game 6 like we expect the Rangers to do before Michael's put on the line? Yes or no? First thought.
Yes. Yes, dude. Closing it out.
He's
absolutely.
Gonna say, no. They lose to the next 2 or yes.
I don't know, dude. It's actually kind of funny too. I'm sure he'll talk about it too, but we noticed too, and it's so funny because Mike and I it seems like we noticed at the same time. But Mike turns to me at one point and goes, dude, like, not for nothing, but like Brunson has like one move, like off the ball. Like he dribbles and he does that little spin fadeaway. And like, I don't know.
And then he says, who has multiple moves? A guy, his last name is the same as his first. Is Michael on the line or what do we got here?
He said to stand by for a second. He was just taking care of something.
Okay,
and he's going to call back. So he will be calling.
Momentarily.
But I will say, though, I mean, in terms of like, I guess, the Pacers, I mean, I feel like that guy, Nebhard, like he's like kind of dumb, huh? I feel like he makes some really dumb plays, causes a lot of self-turnovers, stupid fouls. And then Tyrese Halliburton, I mean, what are you doing, dude? 13 points? I feel like, right? Like, is he? Does he like hitting the hashish early on?
With Mika.
Definitely with Mika.
Outside the Garden. Before the flight out of LaGuardia. But yeah, I mean,
like, they got to step up, dude. I mean, like you're playing an injured. I understand like the Knicks were higher seed and everything, but like you're playing an injured Knicks team. You got to like show up a little bit better.
The Pacers have been the same team for the last like 20 years. Like the cast of characters changed. You had Jermaine O'Neal, you had Ron Artest, you had Paul George, but it's always just not enough, Tony. And I think we're going to see that play out in this series with the Knicks. While we wait for Michael, 112-97, the Nuggets, Tony, are racing a 2-0 deficit in this series, 3-2. So they joining the Rangers and the Knicks with an opportunity to close out this series on the road in a game 6. We know they're the defending champs. Same question for them. Do they do that, or does Anthony Edwards have something to say about that after shooting 33.3% in this game and being held under 20 points, probably for the first time in the postseason, if I had to guess?
I would imagine so. If I had to say, Nuggets definitely take care of business. Jokic, 40 points. I think first time he had a big game, too, I feel like, in this series.
Just like
Could
Michael.
Be wrong.
Just
Michael
like
Theophil.
Ball coming to save the Knicks 2024-2025.
Bobo.
Yeah, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, definitely. Either he's going there or he's going to the Spurs, and Popovich is just gearing up to get that other French kid, get Bobo, and have Wemby and just call him like the 3-headed monster.
But what, I mean, any takeaways from the game last night other than what Tony was just saying? You were talking about the one move with Brunson.
I mean, that's his go-to move. I mean, you scored 40 points multiple times. You got other moves, but like they got to know in the report, like he's going left. He's like every time he's on the right side, left side, he's going left, and if he gets caught up, he's picking up his dribble and spinning backwards and either fading away or passing out and getting it back real quick. But they came to play. I mean, they were just more focused than Indiana, clearly, and just had the juice. I mean, talk about home court advantage, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Garden rocking.
Oh, yeah.
Live comment here from Matthew Ryan. He says, Knicks are lucky. If Brunson doesn't score 40, they lose.
What kind of statement is that?
I think Michael agrees with this, though. At least about the 40.
I mean, he's not lying. Like, if Brunson's not doing what he's doing, like, they're getting blown out. Like, not blown out, but, like, it's going to be like a 10-point game, Indiana. First of all, Tyrese Halliburton, he's a bum, dude. Like, he's trash. Like,
I mean, do you think the downfall started when his voice changed mid-interview?
No.
Rick and Dave got a kick out of that one.
I bet they did, talking about freaking post-apocalyptic stuff all morning.
Were they actually?
Yeah, they were. I was all about it, though. You know me.
Yeah.
I guess Rick's boy, Brian, I think, is a huge...
The one that was at Pickleball of America. By the way, if anybody didn't see that video, you want to check it out on the YouTube page. Match of the century, Johnny?
Easily.
Yo, Brian, speaking of that, what if this was the part 2 for them? Not Anita, but Bart and Hans.
Wow.
That would be sick.
And what if we switched to the hardwood?
Of basketball?
No.
Oh, my God.
Golf course?
You know what I would do, Barnes? I would easily take them, you and I, or Tony. Give me one of you, 2-on-2.
Rick and
on
Dave?
The basketball court.
That would be
crazy.
No, I wanted Rick and Dave. That would be...
Rick and Dave wouldn't be... That'd be like 21-0, dude, honestly.
Dude, that'd be... You'd have to guard Rick, Mike. He's going to be, running everywhere.
Either next call-in...
Are you kidding? Do you know who I am,
we
Tony?
have to bring this up to them.
Yeah, honestly.
Tony, I don't think you know who I am on the basketball court.
Wakeman Boys and Girls Club, Rick and Dave.
No, you know, Dave,
GTV.
he says he doesn't like trash talk, but I guarantee if we mentioned it to him, he'd be like, oh, I mean, I don't want to embarrass you.
No,
yeah,
I really don't want to do that.
I think they know they'd get scraped. Dave doesn't have
a jumper.
Can't do it.
He can't move, dude.
And Rick is a hockey player, dude. I could already see what his jumper's like, and he's gonna. I wouldn't even have to contest his layups. I just have to fake jump and he'd miss.
Yeah.
One of those.
And then imagine if I got the 3-ball going. I mean, forget about it.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about Han and Bar. That would be a great.
I would have to train for that because I think Bart would be jacked, almost be like a Draymond Green out there, like just like getting aggressive.
You'd have to guard him. You'd have to guard him probably, and I'd get
boxing out Bart.
Wow, dude, LIU versus UB.
You think Han still has a left hook or no?
Han has nothing.
Oh wow!
I'd break his ankles out there, bro. He's old legs.
Couple of live comments. Matt Ryan wants to know what you think about Wilson going to Denver. Josh B wants to play. He says you want to play Jay Williams, and then Matthew Ryan also says that he can beat you in basketball. Well, we'd have to know who you are, Matthew. We'd have to meet you, buddy, to get a taste, a sense of that, right?
I mean, I feel like Michael is still. I mean,
yeah. But I'm saying if you're gonna say that, I mean, you gotta like show up and not say you're 10 hours away somehow in New Jersey, right, Tony?
Yeah, really, dude.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
I know, like they probably wouldn't be into it, but I want to see if we can get Rick and Dave to play us in basketball. Honestly,
that would be honestly sick.
Either basketball or like I don't know,
golf,
something.
Golf would be too long. You do a full 18 with Rick and Dave.
Why not? The par 3?
The par 3, dude? That would be hilarious.
No, it's the best.
You're not going to even get a time.
So what do you think Dave Cersei would say? Just like, basketball?
Yeah.
Like, basketball.
I don't know. What do you would think?
Yeah.
He may like it.
So Matthew Ryan says he's only an hour and a half away. So does that mean next watch party at the studio you're coming or no?
Clearly.
For the Yankees.
Probably.
In the World Series.
He's going to make some excuse up. He's Buffer-esque. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he is.
Say something, a lot of promises, and then no walking it out.
And says he can house any of us in golf. How about let's do the vlog? Barnes versus Matthew Ryan. Golf. Done.
Wow,
let's go.
He would house you.
Let's
house
go.
you.
Let's go.
House.
E. Gaynor Brennan. Matthew, put it in your old GPS. If you're an hour and a half away from here, should be only an hour from Stanford. So let's go.
What's the E stand for?
I don't know. That's just the name of the course.
And then we'll do a roast. We'll do a roast of Matthew Ryan after
Yes.
Barnes.
Yes.
Oh, it'd be over, dude.
And bring in Bob Kraft to talk about
dude.
tug jobs.
Bring in Bob Kraft, dude.
I'll buy him a Zach Wilson jersey.
Yeah,
Wow. What's your thoughts, Michael, on Minnesota going down? Is it over, or Edwards still has something?
dude. Edwards, 18 points, dude. Shut down.
Dude, it's over.
Wow.
It's over. Jokic. I literally said this isn't the 2010. Remember when they were down 0-2?
Mm.
Like, and dude, I don't know if you know, but is it Mike Malone?
Yeah.
Right, Mike Malone. This is a fun story. He was a D2 coach in ECC back in the day. My coach, Coach Rue, knew him. Also, dope coach, comes from humble beginnings. Had a video. I don't know if you know about the video. Did you guys talk about the video?
No.
He had a video of like I forgot what it was, but some highlight video or whatever, and he wasn't going to play it to the gang. But after game 2, DeAndre Jordan saw the video and he's like, "You got to play it for them."
Is he an assistant coach at this point?
I mean, gosh, he's transferring into that role,
Yeah.
right? They all those older players do. I mean, it's smart. I like that route than like a special players coach rather than like all these people going to broadcasting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, you're right. You're definitely
cool.
right. And we saw Doug Gottlieb do the opposite of that, taking the job at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay yesterday. I don't know if you guys remember Gottlieb, ESPN, and Fox Sports Chief, obviously, Michael.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, it's over.
Yeah.
And dude, I was gonna say, I'm glad I could say this now. I don't care who's coming out from the East; they're getting swept in the finals
by Luka
or Jokic. Pick
or
your
Jokic,
freaking poison.
Boy, yeah, that'll be a good series if we get Mavericks and Nuggets.
I think we will. I think that's what's going to happen. And
new blood
in
the finals.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But I know Michael Buckta is pumped to see Tatum in the finals.
Celtics obviously close it out tonight.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, though? Speaking of Celtics, last Cavs game, your boy Bron.
Yeah. I mean, you started it. You started it. I mean, I don't know if it's smoke. But we'll see. But
no, he's meticulous, dude.
Yeah, always is. Always has been. Yeah.
So on his time, and like he doesn't miss. He's always on time for things. He walked out onto the court, dude, during the first time out. So the crowd went wild.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like a move towards everyone saying, "Hey, whoever drafts my son is getting me."
Yeah.
So
yes.
That's that, and I don't care what you guys say. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. No, I agree. I definitely agree. Matthew Ryan saying he's offered to go to Crystal Springs, which I don't think he has. Tony, if you could confirm that or not.
Do not recall that specifically.
That's a great golf resort, which we'd love to go to. So maybe we could set something up. Also, I mean, why not, Matthew Ryan? If you want to show face, we can. There's an event in your home state of New Jersey, Beach Pass. So let's see you there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Michael. Okay, you love it.
We'll get you a TCA hat. How about that? On me, if you come, Matthew Ryan. So
wow.
Putting your money where your mouth is.
Josh B ordered it already.
Done. Already knew the stitching,
it's
everything.
Made.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm thinking about this, Michael. Kind of closing things here. I'm thinking maybe, big spread again. Maybe the Cavs just one more, kind of get Domac a little nervous. Michael Buckner riled
definitely.
or no? Right? I mean,
yeah. I feel like Donovan's going to come back for this game, right?
Yeah. Wow. Matthew Ryan says, "Bring it. You guys will lose to me." So fighting words like a money tumor, Tony.
Oh no.
And then Mavs take the 3-2 lead tonight in Oklahoma City, Michael, or no? Little voice crack there.
Yep.
Tony on top of it.
Luka, Kyrie, the dynamic duo that no one thought would work.
Josh B says he just picked up the hat for Matthew Ryan.
Oh, stop it.
But yeah, no, good stuff. And an outstanding calling by Michael at the horn, Tony.
I know,
Honestly,
literally.
can't beat it. Really, really appreciate it, Michael.
Never
Good
misses
to do a little Wow, he loves doing that. He gets so riled to do it, and he's cheesing now at Donut In, Tony, right? Getting a kick.
Definitely getting a good kick out of that, dude.
But Michael is the best. We all know that. Josh B already picked up the hat. That's great. But here we are. Another great show. Can't wait for the PGA tomorrow. Michael loves Zach Wilson, and he says, ha, 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 to that, Tony. But we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay and Costa. And the merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Mets.
And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.